A first-generation college student shared something online recently that stopped us cold. She said she didn't know FAFSA had to be renewed every single year. She thought once she did it, she was done, and almost lost her aid junior year. She is not alone. Every year, students lose thousands in financial aid. Not because they didn't qualify, because nobody told them how this actually works. Today, we are going to break it all down and fix that. Setup and stakes. FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. It is the starting point for federal financial aid in college, and it opens every door. We want to be honest with you right up front. The rules change every year. Amounts change, deadlines change, processes change, so always check studentaid.gov directly. In this video, I'll give you a complete FAFSA guide, how it works, and what to avoid. For current numbers and dates, always verify at studentaid.gov. That is your source of truth. But here is what doesn't change: the mistakes students and families make year after year. Today, we focus on those patterns and how to make sure you get every dollar. Value Block 1. What FAFSA actually is. Let's start with the basics. There is a lot of confusion about what FAFSA actually does. Filling out FAFSA does not mean you are automatically getting financial aid. What it does is determine your student aid index, your SI. Think of it as a number telling the government how much your family can theoretically contribute. Then your school uses that number to build your financial aid package. Here is what most people miss. That package can include 4 very different things. 1. College grants. Free money. You do not pay it back. 2. Scholarships. Also free money. 3. Work study. A part-time campus job. Interested in learning about scholarships, check out the link at the end of this video. 4. Loans. Money you borrow, and you do pay this back. Students see a big aid number and celebrate, then realize a large chunk of it is loans. Always read your award letter line by line and know what category each dollar falls into. Stick with me. The next 3 blocks are where most families make the costly mistakes. This is the part most YouTube videos skip right past. You will not want to. Value Block 2. The timing trap. Let's talk about the single biggest mistake families make: waiting too long. Most people know there is a federal deadline. What they miss: your school has its own. Your school's deadline is almost always earlier, sometimes by weeks, sometimes by months. College financial aid is not unlimited. Schools award funds on a first-come, first-served basis. Once that institutional money runs out, it is gone, even if you technically qualify. The rule of thumb: submit your FAFSA as soon as it opens, typically October 1st. Don't wait for your tax returns to be finalized. The system allows estimated information. File early. You can always update your numbers after the fact. If your student applied early decision or early action, that school's deadline may be November 1st. That is just 1 month after FAFSA opens, so be FAFSA ready from day 1. Value Block 3. Who should actually file? Here is the myth that costs families the most money in college planning. The idea that your household income is simply too high to qualify for anything. We hear this constantly from parents who assume FAFSA is not for their income level. Here is the truth: you do not know until you apply. FAFSA calculates need based on income, family size, students in college simultaneously, and other factors. There is no universal income threshold above which you automatically receive nothing. Even when federal grants aren't available, many schools require FAFSA to unlock their own scholarships. Merit scholarships, ones with nothing to do with financial need, still require a FAFSA on file. Not filing can literally disqualify you from merit money. Do not fall into that trap. For parents in the room, your primary home and retirement accounts are not counted as assets. That surprises a lot of families who assumed home equity would work against them. It doesn't. Coming up, WE will share a FAFSA move that most students never make. One parent online says it got her son an extra $4,000 per year, every single year of college. That is coming up in just a minute. Value Block 4. The renewal trap. Remember the student we mentioned at the top, the one who almost lost her aid? Here is what happened. She didn't know FAFSA is not a one-time application. You must renew your FAFSA every single year, without exception. The good news: renewal is faster because your information pre-fills from the year before. But you still have to log in, verify your data, and submit it on time. And the same rule applies. Your school's deadline comes before the federal one. Miss it once, and you are scrambling. Set a calendar reminder right now. October 1st, open or renew your FAFSA every year until you graduate. Non-negotiable. Value Block 5, the CSS profile. Here is something that catches a lot of students completely off guard. Some schools, especially private colleges and universities, require a second form called the CSS profile. This is separate from FAFSA, administered by College Board, and it counts more. Including home equity and non-custodial parent income, factors the FAFSA ignores entirely. Not every school requires it, but check each school's aid page before assuming FAFSA is enough. Missing the CSS profile deadline at a school that requires it cannot be undone. Check, confirm, then submit. Do not assume FAFSA alone is enough. Value Block 6, the appeal.
Here is the move we teased earlier, the one most students never make.
Appeal your financial aid award. Almost no one does this, but it works. Once you receive your award letter, you are allowed to ask the school to reconsider, especially if your family's financial situation has changed since you originally applied. Job loss, medical expenses, a divorce, a sibling now in college, all legitimate grounds for appeal. But here is what really stuck with me. One parent appealed every single year, even when nothing had changed, and she received additional aid every single year. Her son kept an extra $4,000 per year for all 4 years of college. That is $16,000 in additional aid from one conversation. You have nothing to lose. The worst they can say is no. Always appeal. Value Block 7, the details that derail. Let's talk about administrative mistakes that delay or derail FAFSA applications entirely. These are frustratingly common, completely avoidable, and most applicants never hear about them. First, information mismatches. Your name and social security number must match exactly what's on record. Even a middle name variation can trigger a hold. Double check before you submit. Second, the submission step. Both the student and the parent must formally submit their sections. Lots of FAFSA forms sit in limbo because one person filled out their part but never hit submit. The form is not done until both parties have signed and submitted. Both. Third, ID verification. As of 2026, some applicants face additional identity checks to combat fraud. If you are flagged, respond immediately, or your aid processing timeline will slip. Let's bring it all together. 7 FAFSA tips every family needs to know. 1. Know what is in your package. Grants and scholarships are free, loans are not. 2. File early. October 1st. Your school's deadline almost always beats the federal one. 3. Always apply, even if you think your income is too high to qualify. 4. Your primary home and retirement accounts do not count against you on the FAFSA. 5. Renew every year. FAFSA does not auto-renew. You have to do it yourself. 6. Check if your school requires the CSS profile. 7. Appeal your award every year. And always verify current deadlines and amounts at studentaid.gov. That site is always current. FAFSA is just one piece of your college planning journey. The students who navigate college successfully aren't just the ones who get the finances figured out. They're the ones who show up prepared, organized, confident, and ready to advocate for themselves.
We have resources built around that kind of preparation at the Readiness for Change Institute.
Today's win is FAFSA. If you walk away with one thing, let it be this: file early, file every year, and always appeal. Every dollar counts. If this helped you, drop a comment below. Tell me what surprised you most today. Was something here new to you? Those comments tell me exactly what to cover next. If you are a parent, grandparent, or counselor watching this, please share it. The student who needs this most is probably not the one who searched for it.
We are here every week helping students get ready, because informed students make better decisions.
The link is in the description below. Until next time.